BlogTalkRadio. Blog Talk Radio.
She's 4 plus 1 more. You listen to Sound Off, Only Fear Fears, for fear does not live here. Family, what is going on? What is going on? I know I am excited today. Indeed, I am. We got a legend on hold, and I don't want to keep her too long, but that song, y'all know we was all breakdancing and all that stuff back in like 1984, 1985, and beyond. We still try to do it at this time in our tender years. But family, thank you so much if you're listening live. Thank you if you listen to our archive show. We always thank you all for giving us your time, and we appreciate it so much because you don't have to be here and you didn't have to come back. So family, listen, let's get into this. This sister here that we have on hold, I give so much respect, honor, respect. I mean, listen, if it wasn't for her, who knows if females would have been able to even enter the rap game. But let me tell you all something, y'all. You all know that I had a show called Icons Legends of Hip Hop on cable, on a public access cable, and my purpose of that show was to bring our legends on there so that it can educate our young kids upon what the true culture of hip hop is. And I didn't get a chance to interview our sister, but I was blessed to speak with her several times in the course and the passing. But today we got her on hold, so we're going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you all to our legend, our icon, the mother of the mic, and she's also known today as luminary icon, MC Sha Rock. Are you there?
I'm here, ma'am. I'm here, and thanks a lot, man. That's an awesome intro, Miss. Right now, that's good. Want to send a shout out to the audience, as you say. They don't have to be there. They don't have to be here listening to you or me. Come and just, tell us to tell everybody exactly how much we love the culture of hip hop. But we appreciate you all being here. Plus,
well, I'm there. Sha Rock. Oh my goodness. Like I said. First off, you know who you are. I know who you are and appreciate you so much, Queen.
Yes.
Let our listeners get a taste of who you are and how did you get started, and then we'll go break some more bread on this.
No problem. For everybody that's out there in our world, in the hip-hop culture world, my name is MC Sha Rock, formerly of the Funky Four, the original Funky Four, formerly of the Funky Four plus one more. I am also the first female MC of the hip-hop culture, and I say that again, the first female MC of the hip-hop culture. For me, I started in 1976 as a breakdancer. And if anybody, out there, you're not familiar with the culture and how the inception, started, for me back in the Bronx, anybody that was an MC or had became an MC, if you were there from day one, you had to either, if you was out there on that scene, going to those parties, going to those jams, going to the police at the Glee, you had to be a B-girl or B-boy first. And that's when I started out, as a B-girl. Most of the MCs that were out, during the inception when I come up, I used to see them out there breakdancing. So if it wasn't out there in the 1970s, like 70, 6, 77, this is when I come up. That's like the inception for me, and most of the MCs that you probably will know from the early inceptions, like Grandmaster, like Melly Mel, Kid Cowboy, or K.K. Rockwell, those are the type of names that I would throw out there that were later became MCs, that were first B-boys. So that's my introduction. My career into the hip hop culture started in 1976 as a B-girl first.
Now, you was born in Wilmington, North Carolina. When I read your bio, I was like, what?
Yes, I was
born
in Wilmington, North Carolina.
But you was raised in the Bronx, New York.
Yeah, I left Wilmington. My mom and stepfather were like, these advocates of African American civil rights, and so they were going through this thing, back in Wilmington, North Carolina, where they were fighting for, street lights and fighting for the rights of African American people at that time. So there was a lot of things that were going on in Wilmington, and especially like a lot of racist stuff that I could remember growing up as a young girl. And so my mom wanted her kids, to be able to experience a whole different type of life. So around about 6 or 7, 8 years old, it had to be around 7 or 8 years old, she moved the family to New York City. So that was around about late 69, early 70s that we moved to New York City. Yes,
that's
so
awesome.
I am a South girl. I am a South girl, but I raised in New York.
Well, we all come from the South, and a lot of our parents came from the South, but, history known that we really didn't just come from the South, but we're not going to go there, even though it is Black History Month.
Absolutely. That's another whole story that we can get into.
That's another whole story.
Let's just say I was born in the South.
Exactly. But, Sean, listen. I know there's a lot of people that's tuning in because they was just as hyped as I am with have you on here. Now, what you were saying, yes, I like I said, I'm so excited to have you here today, and didn't get a chance to have you literally on my show. But all good intentions were there. But now I got you here, so let's keep it moving. Now, when you said about being in the South, because now I'm in the South, I relocated from home, CX, and
really?
And speaking. Yes, I'm here in Charlotte now, sis. I know you in Texas.
Okay, all right, yes, I got family all in Charlotte.
Well, then we're going to definitely connect when you come this way. Now, let's get into, we got to get into this, shop, because like you were saying about being raised in the South, and you had a taste of racism, where we were born, majority were born in New York or the Bronx, and we didn't experience that because we embraced everyone. How did that affect you moving to New York and then getting into the culture of the universal Zulu Nation?
Big time. Because like I said, growing up in Wilmington, North Carolina, there was a lot of different memories, that I had, they were good and bad, as a young girl, I used to be a part, remember going to parades in the South, the Azalea festivals, which was North Carolina's, flower, and those are the good memories that, I do remember. But I also do remember having been bused, 30 and, like 40 miles away from home just to go to school when they, desegregated everything. And instead of us going to school in town, as a young girl, I had to get on a bus. It could be freezing in the morning, having to be bused out 30 or 40 miles away from home, just to go into a different type of neighborhood, which was, not a neighborhood of African American. And so my mom wanted us to get away from all of that, and take us to New York and have, us be able to really kind of explore, different options and show us that, there were so many different things that we can get into as young adults, and positive things, and so she wanted to sort of kind of give us a different kind of life. And I think, in sense, I remember her saying she wanted to give us a better life. Not that I don't think that the life in North Carolina wasn't good, because we lived in homes. We went from the projects to my mom and father owning a home. So that wasn't the problem. I think it was everything that was surrounding, at that time with the different types of racial things that were going on at that time. So moving into New York, getting into let's just say music and things like that wasn't available in North Carolina. And so she wanted us to be able to have that. And as soon as we hit New York, she wound up getting us involved in the arts, at the craft at the local community center, where we can explore, poetry or explore music, let's just say, anything that was going to be able to, let us, see the potential that she saw in us all along. I think it was a very good move. I mean, it was a very good move for, I think, all of us, all of my siblings that we moved to New York City. And the first place that we moved when we hit New York was the Bronx. And then we moved to Harlem. And then we moved back to the Bronx. So we was like traveling, a traveling family that was all over, New York City. I should say from going from Harlem to the Bronx to back to the Bronx, it was just crazy. But I think, it sort of kind of molded, my sisters, and brother and myself into seeing, the different cultures that were surrounding us in New York City at that time.
And with that being said, how did you get involved with the Universal Zulu Nation? And you said that about becoming a B-girl. How did that happen? And how did you also become the first female on the mic as well as part of the Funky Four, and which made you one more?
Well, getting involved with the Universal Zulu Nation came later, later on in life, with Bambaataa, But how I got, started was when we moved back to the Bronx. Of course, for me, like in late 75, early 76, breakdancing and all that stuff was on the scene. And it could have been on the scene before, but that was only the time that my mom would let me go out. I probably was like about, 13, 14 years old. So I used to go up to another project area, and I could say, a housing area where I had met some, young men that were breakdancers. So they introduced me to the game of breakdance. And then they wound up putting me under their wing and taking me to go and see DJ Kool Herc, which is he is the father of the hip-hop culture. As I know for me, some other people may have different stories, but I know that Kool Herc is the one that sort of kind of, that I, used to, no matter what, go wherever he was to be able to see him, or to hear him play the music that I like to hear, the music like James Brown that inspired me to become, a B-girl, as I'm quite sure it did for a lot of other people. So around 76, I became a B-girl, and started breakdancing, at the different, events or, that were going on in the Bronx at that time, because it was basically, just solely, breakdancing was solely in the Bronx. But we used to travel from, like from the west side to the south side to the north side to the east side. You were true breakdancer. You were that nomadic breakdancer that would travel wherever they was playing music. It didn't even matter if it was Kool Herc, but whoever was playing music. If you was true to the game at that time and you loved to be a B-girl or B-boy, you was that nomadic B-girl or B-boy that would travel all over the Bronx to be able to breakdance. And as I said before, as far as becoming the first female MC of the hip-hop culture, a lot of, the people that was in my group were also B-boys as well, just like they were in Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 group. And so one day they were holding auditions, for a group. And at that time it wasn't the Funky Four, but it was soon to become the Funky Four. But they were holding auditions, which the organization was called the Brothers Disco, and they wanted MCs. And so, of course, they already had two MCs, which was Kiki Rockwell and TT. So I, along with a friend of mine, that we were going to high school up in the Bronx, we auditioned together. They wind up, to make a long story short, they wind up accepting me, because I practiced, I studied, I wrote my rhymes, recited them, going to school on the bus, to hear what I had to say in order to audition for it. I had it memorized. I could deliver what I needed to say to be able to make the cut. And I wind up becoming the third member of the newly formed Funky Four. And then the fourth member became Raheem, which we were part of the original Funky Four. Raheem was also, Raheem went on later to become a member of the Furious 5, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. But I was the original, Funky Four. I wind up leaving like about a month later. Raheem left. I left a month later. I came back. And when I came back, they had two new members, which now, it's the newly Funky Four. But when I came back, I became the plus one. So to make a long story short, I was the first female of an all-male group, as I said before, the first female to have a record deal. In New York City, a legitimate record deal. Because you would hear a lot of people say, oh, this person was the first, and this person was the first. But we're talking about the first person that was on the street, the street of New York City. I was on the street. I already had the recognition. I already had the following even before records, the onset of records in 1979. Although in 1979, that was the year that, rap music was made. We had a song right before the one that you just played, Rapping and Rocking. You just played That's the Joint. But our first song was Rapping and Rocking the House, which became the longest rap song in history at 16 minutes and over until someone came and tried to make it a little bit over than, what Rapping and Rockin' the House was. So I made my first song in 1979 along with the Funky Four, that really kind of put us on the map, but that's the joint was the ones who really got us recognized, by the mass, in the industry.
Well, yeah, because I actually have that to play, but I'm going to probably have to play that closing out. I do have another one that I have a choice, but I was like, Lord, where am I going to cut it off? But Sha Rock, too. Now, you being the mother of the mic, it is what it is. And we know, too, because I know you have a heart for our females, our little girls, as well as just the community itself. You have received several awards, and we have to salute you for the 2 awards that you received last week. Tell our listeners about that before we get into the community as well as our girls on where they are right now in the industry and what your perspective is.
Well, you know what? Okay, of course, and I say this as humble as I can. I've received so many awards, throughout, these last couple of years. And it's only because of social media and people recognizing, that, okay, it's not this person that was the first lead female, and it's not this person that it was the first female. I thought that, and I'm going to lead up into the question that you asked me, but the reason why I have to explain it to you like this is that, for as many years as I've been on, we're talking almost 40 years, right? Me being into rap game and came upon, I always assumed that people knew who Sha Rock was because of the people that that has the power knows who I am. The industry that you may see every day, they know exactly who I am because most of them that helped them get to where they are now came from my camp. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that they know who I am. But as I say, and I'll say this to you, as I say to anybody else when I do it in an interview, I get it. Before I used to say, why do y'all not tell them, you know what I'm saying, the importance as females, not even to say just myself, being the first female, but we as females held this culture down. We didn't just come into the game, in the 80s or the 90s and rolled on the backs of the next man or the next guy to help us push us forward. I am living witness to say that I, as a female, I didn't need that. Of course, being a part of the Funky Four was a plus, but I was able to hold my own. And this is what I want other females to understand is that the culture is ours just as much as it is the guy. And it's not to disrespect any guy, but I just feel like we as females, we should protect it. We should be there fighting for it, protect it, because it's a culture that means peace, unity, and having fun. It's a culture that is built on respect. And like I said, it has not always been, where, there was a level of crime and, let's just say, or any negative stuff that wasn't associated with the culture. It was. But this was a way, this is something that we put together to sort of kind of get away from all the negative, something that we can call our own, something that we could protect, something that when we go out and we listen to music, it makes us feel good. We don't have to look behind our back to worry about the next man, fighting when you leave the club or shooting when you leave the club, or that you leaving happy because you got to hear your song you wanted to hear. You got to hear a favorite rhyme you wanted to hear. You got to see the people that you build with, coming up that you want to see, and everything was good. But the basic thing that I want females to know is that we have a right to stick up for this culture, and we must stick up for this culture. Now, if you're talking about rap is just one element. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that we have a right to say what we want to say. I don't think that we should be censored as to what we want to say, but I do believe that we are responsible for what we say. And to know that no matter what, people are listening. So whether or not you want to be a role model, whether or not you want to be that, no, you ain't got to raise nobody's child, but you also got to know that karma comes around, and what goes around comes around. So if you want someone to disrespect you, I'm not saying want someone to disrespect you, but you want someone to treat you the same way they're going to treat your daughter, your sister, your mother, your niece, or anything as women, I should say. You want to be able to say that, you know what, this is what I stand for, regardless. Keep in mind, you have a right to say what you want to say, but you got to know that people are listening, people are watching, and at the end of the day, however you live and whatever you do, what goes around is going to come around. But back to the essence of the importance of us as females, I just think that we need to really make sure that we respect each other. You know what I'm saying? We hold each other accountable. But by the same token, instead of us tearing each other down, we should be building. We should be doing whatever we need to do to make sure that we protect the culture and all the elements in the culture, because we help build this culture. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. And I also must let our listeners know, too, that you are a mother and a wife.
Yes.
And you also have an organization called Tomorrow's Footprint. Let us know a little bit about that as well, because, again, I know you're so active in the community, as and I myself, but at the same time, like you said earlier about the social media, just like the television itself, you don't get the media coverage, not that we're looking for it, because I feel like, too, we come from a grassroots movement. So we're not looking for cameras.
The history is there, though. Yeah, you're right. And it's only that social media, with the help of social media, it's only now that people are realizing, and still a lot of people don't know the history, because most of the time when you hear the stories are starting from the late 80s or the early 90s. And a lot of people believe, okay, so they'll say, well, the 70s, okay, that was Grandmaster Flash, and they'll say the onset of the culture starts back in the 70s, started back in the Bronx. But they don't tell the story of the women and what we do, because we're talking, women, they don't tell the stories of the women and how the women was very instrumental, especially Shara, in helping to move the culture to where it is now. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have people like Queen Lisa Lee, it was, and still is like the mother, really, to me, of the Universal Zulu Nation, that was an MC for that was Bambaata's MC. And then you have Pebbley Point. Then you have Mercedes Ladies, which was the first all-female, hip-hop group, that had all DJs, all female MCs. So there was, a level of respect for the women that was in the 70s that, regardless of whether or not they speak into it or they not. The thing is that when they speak about it or not, I like to speak for them. I like to make sure that people know that they help build this culture as well. And we as women, we have to make sure that we take care, of our children. We take care, of the young children that's coming up these days that may not know the struggles of the culture, because the only thing they see is what they see. Not to say that it's bad or good, because it's a learning experience for everybody, but they don't know the true essence of the culture unless you have someone like yourself or myself or many other women that's out there, talking about the importance of knowing, the roots of the hip-hop culture.
Exactly. And I actually had the pleasure last year to break bread with Queen Lisa Lee. And she spread some wisdom, and we spoke about you and Roxanne Shante. And also, I know you all are doing things in regards to women empowerment. Are you all still working on that as well?
Yeah, we are. But let me finish answering the question. You talk about the awards that I just received. I received the Women Empowerment Award. Yeah, Saturday. I received the Women Empowerment Award along with Roxanne Shante. And I received the Universal Zulu Nation Award. Now, when you're talking about awards and you're talking about all the awards that I received, it's not that I'm not grateful for the ones that I have, but when you talk about somebody like the Universal Zulu Nation and African Bambaataa and all the people that used to go to the parties back in the days, and for the Universal Zulu Nation is an organization that's around the world, and for African Bambaataa to acknowledge the contribution that I have given as a woman and as an MC to hip-hop, the culture, and the Universal Zulu Nation is probably one of the best ones I can get, because then that says that, you haven't forgotten what I did for the culture. Now, other people may not know, but you have not forgotten. Even though Bam does his own thing and he does it, he's responsible for the Universal Zulu Nation, he still made it where people can understand the importance of Shara, and as long as Lisa Lee has one as well. But as to make people understand the importance of what I have contributed and will continue to contribute to culture.
Yes, and
I
again,
need to give them props.
You all definitely part of my DNA, and you all know I love my culture, and it was definitely part of my testimony when I get on that dance floor, and also the B-girl in back on 167. Oh, girl, what? 167? That's what we used to see Grandmaster Flash and Simeon from. Huh?
How do you act when you hear James Brown? How do you act when you hear James Brown?
It affects our soul. It connects with our soul. So, as from, like you said earlier, with us in the 70s to where we are today, I cannot connect this. I cannot connect it. Actually, it shakes my spirit. Yeah. And
it's like when you hear one of them B-boy songs, the B-girl records, it's like music that, if you know when it hits your soul, I don't care how old you are. If you hear a song that reminds you of hitting the floor, or you just want to, you lose it. That's powerful. Man, look, I be wanting to cry. I be wanting to cry when I hear it, because it's like, it's not that you stuck in time. It's just that it's real. It's like it's music that hits your soul, that makes you happy, that makes you, even if your bones is hurting, you gonna do a up, you gonna do something, huh?
Oh, listen, sis, I'm telling you, I'm actually keep being told, sit your natural down. I'm like, you have no idea. I'll sit down tomorrow with my pain acting up and you won't see me. But for right now, I got to keep it moving, okay?
Yes, but, man, I'm telling you.
Listen, sis, we're about to actually, we only have a few minutes.
We stuck. If they say you stuck, yes, we stuck. Because I will always be stuck, because I tell you, I love this culture. I love the culture of what it means. So people say, hip-hop. We celebrate the culture and the elements and the true elements. Peace, unity, having fun. Y'all can say it's corny or not, but this is what it's about. This is what it's about.
That's right. The culture, and that's, again, where they're missing. It's always a key word, the culture, not what it is today where it has become the corporation. We're talking about the culture, the wrong seed they're receiving. But, sis, tell us, because we only got a couple of minutes, I want you to tell us a little bit more and about your organization, Tomorrow's Footprint. So if you didn't get into that, I know I mentioned it. And then also let them know how they can get in contact with you, and we have to bring you back, please.
We got to. Well, Tomorrow's Footprints is an organization that teaches the history and the culture of hip-hop, and we basically introduce them to, the elements, and let them know what it truly means. And when it comes time, for us to, take them around the world, like I took them, on a tour back in the, I think it was late 90s, up to New York, to see, the different places of where I grew up and where hip-hop started. At that time I did something with VH1 where the kids could go around and they could see. But it's a program that I come out my pockets and take these kids up there only because, I don't wait for the donations of this coming in, because it's so excited. I'm so excited about the kids seeing it, then I'll come out my pockets. I'll take the family. I'll take about 10 or 15, children, up until, New York, to just to see and be able to get the vibe and take them around to different places where they can see. We also introduce them to the arts of dancing and music and DJing. I think I probably was one of the first ones that started the DJ program down here in Texas, where they can actually DJ. You know what I'm saying, with records, and not, anything else. So, just let them experience the culture, and of course they can learn, the different formats, the ways of what they're doing now, but we're taking them back to the elements, of letting them, allowing them to be able to experience hip-hop in its full right. Now, I want everybody to know that I do have called Luminary Icons. So I did write my autobiography, to basically sort of kind of, let people know and give you sort of kind of like an insight of some of the things I said today, but it really goes in depth. I name names, so you can probably get a full understanding of how it was for me, a young girl growing up along with Funky Four, to have the first record deal, what we had to go through, through the record companies, that every other artist, I say hip hop artist, probably, might have went through the same thing, or they knew what we went through and probably was a little bit more conscious about what it was when they signed their contracts. So they can reach me at www.mcsharrockonline.com. Once again, mcsharrockonline.com. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. You can always reach me. I don't, call people that, want to get in touch with me or we kick it. I don't say fans. I say we fam. So I try to answer everybody. I don't have anybody answering for me. I'll answer everybody, and we'll just go back to back because I think being one-on-one, especially with hip-hop culture, is the best way to put the information out about the culture and what we need to do to stand by it, especially as women, Yeah.
Amen. Woo, hallelujah. Look at here. God is good.
You see, I like to talk, right? I like to talk.
All the time. Listen, sometime later, because I just got back into doing the show, Shyrock. So just bear with me a little bit. My son is about to graduate from high school. Then I have to make sure he's off. And then, we definitely going to have to connect. And I want to bring you back for part 2, part 3, maybe with Queen Lisa Lee, too. And Roxanne Shante, so we can know exactly what's going on with the women's empowerment of the culture of hip-hop. Family, you all been listening to our legend. Look at here, our sister, our queen, MC Sha Rock from the Funky 4 plus one more. And she has blessed us with some wisdom. Make sure you get in contact with her. Her website is on our blog line. And we're going to rock out. We're going to rock out. Yes, no, thank you. Love you, and we definitely connect. And then you come back and come to Charlotte. All right, we'll talk offline. Family, you all know how it is. This is Sounds Off Only Fear Fears, for fear does not live here. I am your host, Miss Tonya E. We do not sugarcoat. We are bringing the solutions. No problems being said here, family. Let's go ahead on and rock out with Do You Want to Rock by the Funky 4. One more.
This is your birthday. Put the birthday person in the middle right now. This is your birthday. We go.